evening.
Good evening, my friend.
What are you doing?
Sharpening my knife. For those of you who don't know how to sharpen a knife, this is a sharpening steel. My one is diamond coated. You keep your fingers well below this guard on your thumb. And you, at a 15-degree angle approximately, pull your knife away. Pull your knife away. And you... And thanks to the wonderful internet connection here, the music has gone off. But yes, that's how that works. Anyway, what I'm going to show you is how to joint a chicken, how to take the breasts off, how to take the legs off. I've done the legs before, but I kept a crown. So this is going to be how to get the breasts off. But I'm also going to do tandoori chicken at the same time. So the first thing you need to do is get a preheated oven. Put your oven up as high as it can. For those of you that know, a tandoor is a clay oven that you see if you go to a kebab shop. You'll see them putting the naan breads in. It's a really, really hot oven, really good way of cooking. So for this you'll need some yogurt, Greek style, some curry sauce, a chicken, and at the moment that's it, and a piece of lime.
What's in the curry sauce?
Ah, well, you'll have to watch my curry sauce video. It was vegetable curry, I believe I made. You'll have to look up Crappy Cooking 1980 vegetable curry. Anyway, so you don't need to see this part, but my curry sauce I'd portioned in the freezer. Doesn't take long to defrost if you've got it nice and flat. I'm going to put it into there and I'm going to whiz it up. If you want to keep it chunky, that's fine, but I'm going to use some of this for my marinade. So I'm going to whiz this up, so we'll come back once that's done because you don't need to see it. So I've whizzed that up with a stick blender and I've now got a smooth curry sauce. So I'm going to use this for putting curry sauce over my tandoori chicken, and just going to keep a small amount left over, and I'm going to mix that with the juice of half a lime, and two dessert spoons, 3 dessert spoons of Greek yogurt, and this is going to act as the marinade for our chicken, so we don't need that. I'm going to add a bit more salt to it, but not to the sauce, so the salt will help the sauce and the spices flavour into the chicken. Now if you can't be bothered making curry sauce and you want to just make like a quick kind of marinade for chicken for the barbecue, which I would recommend, all you need is the yogurt, the lime juice, a teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of coriander ground, a teaspoon of ground ginger, and a teaspoon of cumin, and you can put in chili flakes if you want. So it's really as simple as that. So I'll give this a mix, give this a tidy up, get myself set up, and then we'll be showing you how to butcher the chicken. So I'll be back in a second. I didn't realise. Right, now to butcher the chicken. So keep the tray that you got the chicken in, if you got the chicken in a tray. Nice sharp boning knife, so it's a knife that's not flexible and not too big. You could use a knife that big, but it's going to be awkward. So I'm going to run through this again. Every chicken, it's like every animal really, any vertebrate, it's got 2 breasts, 1, 2, 2 wings, 1, 2, 2 legs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these wings off but leave the bone on. So round here, effectively be the armpit. So you want to cut in towards the bone. Now hold the blade in there. Don't hold your knife like this. Hold the blade in there. Cut in towards the bone, holding the wing in towards the bone like that, and then other way. Give it a wee scrape, get the meat away from the bone, give it a wee scrape like that, and you dislocate the effectively at the elbow, and it should come off a lot easier than that, but every animal's different. Goodness me. It's a chook bird that. There we go. So one wing, second wing. That's it. Dislocate it. All the wing meat. Should just kind of pop off like that. Goodness me. Second wing. Right. The legs. So if you were wanting to keep the skin for roasting, Pearson, beside one leg, gently, I mean really it's just tickling the skin. Put it over. There's a bit of muscle in there, known as the oyster. The hip joint is in here with your middle finger. Pop it out. And literally just follow this muscle around. You're not cutting through any flesh, you're cutting between muscles. And then the only time you cut into the flesh is when you get to the pelvis. And there you are there. One leg. Second leg. Again. And then here. Long stroke on the skin. Put it over, and this time, because it's the other side, your thumb onto the hip joint. Dislocate the hip into the pelvis, into this oyster meat that it's known as. You'll see the ball here, with the ball joint, the socket, dislocated. Go through two legs. Now, if you were roasting a bird, I would trim these up, take the spine off, blah 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 blah, and roast the crown. And a crown on a large chicken like this would take about an hour, tops. You wouldn't want it to take any longer than that. Right, because I'm going to be taking this off the bone, so you'll see the line down the middle, this is the breastbone. Now if you put your thumbs in here, you'll feel a bone there. That's the wishbone, that's its collarbone for want of a better word. But it's quite a thin bone, you know, because you can break it. So we're going to do the chicken's right breast first, so the one nearest to you. I'm going to take long, slow motion, going right up against the breastbone, the sternum, right to the end. Get your finger in and pull this meat away. Get right in there with the tip of the blade, holding the knife like that and not that. Get the knife in, and you'll feel here that the wishbone's in the way. So get the back end of the blade, find the wishbone, palm of your hand, and you'll just hear a wee snap. And you gentle strokes of the tip of your blade down through the carcass, wasting as little meat as possible. And you'll see the wishbone here splintered through. You want to just push out of the way with little movements. There's its shoulder joint. Pull it out, and that's one breast. Just like that. Second side similar. So to avoid wasting meat, I go in that way. So we've got all this meat on this side. Again, nice long strokes. Turn the chicken towards you. Long strokes again. You'll see the wishbone is here. Just try and locate it. Push it with your thumb. Give it a break with a point. And again, long strokes all the way down through the meat until you get to the shoulder joint, and you're just taking the meat off the carcass like that. It's not pretty, but the idea is to get as much meat off this carcass as possible. Now there's obviously more meat under here, that's fair enough. As most of you'll know, this will be great for stock. Whether you roast it or not, it's totally up to you. So I'm going to tidy this up, I'm going to put it in a bag, put it in the freezer, and then I'll come back and do the next part. Right, the next thing I'm going to show you is how to butcher the legs. I've done it before, but it's a good one not to forget. So get a whole leg. You can leave them like that if you want, but I find this an easier way. So I'm going to separate this into thigh and drumstick, but always this scaled bit here, obviously that's the lower part of the chicken's leg. So I'm going to cut round what effectively would be its ankle, so cut into the bone. You won't cut through it unless you've got a serrated, very strong serrated blade, right? So you want to sever all the ligaments that are in that drumstick. You see? And then get the heel of the blade in towards the cartilage. If you come in here, in towards the cartilage, pull the chicken, pop it away. There you go. Pop that in your freezer bag for stock. And then to split the leg, you'll find the knee joint there and here. Cut through. So the smaller the bird, the easier it is, and it's as simple as that. So I'll do it again. This one. And the good thing is when it cooks, that reseeds, and you've got effectively like a lollipop stick. There you go. So I'm going to use these for doing fried chicken at a later date, i.e. tomorrow, but it's not going to make much odds to you. So I'll put them to one side. I'm only going to use one chicken breast tonight. So again, I'm going to get myself tidied up and then get on to the next stage of that. Right, so my one chicken breast. Now you could do this with as many as you like. You could do this with the thighs and the drumsticks if you want. You could do the whole chicken and roast it, baste it with this, but for all we're needing, this is all I'm going to do. So change of knife, remove the fillet. So when you've got a chicken breast, this part here is the fillet, and I'm going to remove the bone. So don't need that. I'm going to put that in with my stock stuff, and I don't need the skin either. Keep the skin for stock because that's where you get the best flavour. Now you can cut this as thick as thin as you like. Now you'll see, so before the breast was in a bit like that, okay? So if you remove the fillet, now you'll see that there's another piece here. You'll see there's a line down there, so you want to separate it that way. Down the line, nice long stroke. And then cut the breast in half lengthways like that. Now, nothing wrong with that. I'm going to cut them in half again. Trim them up a little bit. Any sinew. When I get red, put that in with your stock. Right, so that'll do. So what you want to do is get that in with your yogurt mix, give it a good coating, and you want to leave it for at least half an hour, but you could do this the night before, even better. So I'm going to leave this for half an hour. Look out some skewers. You don't need skewers, but I'm going to do it on skewers, okay? So we'll come back in half an hour once that's marinated. You don't need to marinate it in the fridge if you're only doing half an hour. It's not important. So, after half an hour, the chicken should be marinated. Get some skewers. If you're using wooden ones, soak them. And
why?
So they don't burn. And you want to thread your chicken onto the skewers. So through a few times so the chicken will not fall off. A couple of pieces per skewer is probably ample. If your skewer can sit over a roasting tray like this, even better. It's just getting the dry heat, it's not going to have a bit that's going to stick. So you don't need to see me skewer these on, so I'm going to do this and come back for the next stage. So once you've threaded your chicken onto the skewers, don't put it in the oven straight away. Give it a chance to just dry out a little bit, and hopefully the yogurt mix will dry onto it, and you'll get a better burnt kind of texture that you get on a tandoor oven. Next thing I'm going to do, if you want, you could put the marinade mix into your curry sauce. I'm going to attempt, this might not work, to make flatbreads with gluten-free self-raising flour. You could just use regular self-raising flour. So I'm basically just going to mix some of that into here. Make sure there's no bits of chicken in it. So I'll come back once I'm ready to do that. Right, so you need to get your curry sauce on. Don't put it on too hot. Now I've added some chopped coriander into this. And I'm going to add another couple of spoonfuls of Greek yogurt. So I'm going to make a couple of flatbreads. So, some pepper, a little bit more salt. I'm going to put in some chili flakes just for the heck of it. So give that a good mix. Out with my gluten-free flour. So I'm going to add a couple of spoonfuls. Until it just starts to come together. And then add about a spoonful at a time, dessert spoonful at a time. And you want to do this until you get a ball that you could pretty much roll in your hands. So I'll do this and I'll come back once the dough's the consistency I want it at. Right, so I've got my dough to a consistency that's just clean in this and no more. So you're going to let that rest for a few minutes. And you want to put this chicken in the top of the oven. And it should take about 10 minutes. Tops. So curry sauce is on. Now, for this flatbread, you could do it in a pan. I'm not doing it in a pan because I've got a pizza stone, so I'm going to do it direct onto that. But what you need to do for that is, on a plate, small amount of oil, olive oil or whatever. Turn your dough out, try not to get your hands all clarted. Put it to one side. Lightly put it together. It's not a bread, it's a flat bread. And just, without spilling anything. Roll it back and forth just so you've got enough that you can cut it in half. Put it to one side. Give it a wee roll. Roll the oil onto the plate, get some oil onto your hands. Flatten this out. Probably should have another plate or something ready for it, but I'll be fine, I'm sure. Same again. Second one. Put that onto there. I'm going to wash my hands and then I'm going to put these straight onto my pizza stone, which again has been heating in the oven that whole time. Right, after 10-15 minutes, your chicken and your flatbreads should be ready. Now I'd already checked and turned my flatbreads over, so they are cooked. So they worked. So, out of the chicken. Now if I had a hotter oven, hopefully I'd have had a bit more colour, but I don't, so there's my flatbreads. So, not having rice with this, don't want rice. I've made some spicy onions, just diced up some red onions, some lime juice, a little bit of ketchup and some hot sauce, or het sauce, salt, and pepper. Funnily enough, that skewers are hot. A couple of skewers each. Now you can check the chicken if you like. I just know that that's the right length of time for it to cook because they're not thin, they're not thick slices of chicken. Flatbreads onto here, they're quite light.
They're het.
They're kind of het, aye. So, spoon your curry sauce over your chicken. It's up to yourself how much you use. You could add the chicken to this sauce if you wanted. I don't want to, so I'm not going to. Use the curry sauce for something else. You could refreeze that again because you've cooked it. So, lime wedge. Cut your flatbreads into quarters. Get them in there. Into your bowl. Ba-da-dum. And sprinkle over some coriander leaves if you like coriander. If you're of the 5% of the population that doesn't like coriander or can't have coriander and
Tough.
don't have. Anyway,
Success!
nice light supper of tandoori chicken with flatbreads, spicy onions.
Let me get a close shot of this.
Okay. Oh. Squeeze a bit of lime over here. The chicken. You can have rice with this if you want. Do you want lime on yours?
Why not?
Squeeze it over. Anyway, happy crappy cooking.